Hi children, how are you doing? Good? Great. Today I'm going to tell you a story, which is actually a true story about Kedarnath temple in India, in Himalayas. Kedarnath is a pilgrimage center for Hindus. It is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas, which are considered to be holy Shiva places. Chinu and Chingy and her family decided to go to Kedarnath. They came to Rishikesh and then to Gaurikund. From Gaurikund, they had to go to Kedarnath. This path is a difficult path to travel. That's why you have to travel on the pony's back or on foot. Chinu and family decided to go on foot from Gaurikund to Kedarnath. Gauri means, Lord Ganesha's mother. And Kedarnath is Shankara, Shiva. That is Lord Ganesha's father. And it was month of June and the whole place is surrounded with the Himalayan ranges. And so little cool breeze was blowing. The atmosphere was very pleasant. Blue sky and little white clouds flowing in it. It was really, this scene was marvelous and very energetic. They could see tips of Himalayan mountains with snow mountains, the greenery and tall trees. It was really a pleasant atmosphere at that time. And then they started trekking or walking towards Kedarnath. Along with the path, Chinu couldn't stop. He started asking questions to his father. Baba, how old is Kedarnath temple? Baba said Kedarnath temple is very old. Some say was built by Pandavas. It is said that around say 800 AD, Adi Shankaracharya added a hall to that temple. So anyway, the temple is very old, say more than 1000 to 2000 years. And even archaeological dating shows that the temple is very old. So it is around more than 1000 to 3000 years old temple. Then Chenu started asking that which stone has been used in that temple? Is it the stone which is found in Himalayas nearby itself, so that it will be easy for building? Then Baba said no. Surprisingly, the stone used for that Kedarnath temple is grey colored stone which has been carved to the perfection to the rectangles, bricks which are interlocked in each other with the help of sometimes say iron clips and iron blocks. And that particular stone is not found near the Kedarnath temple, at least 100 kilometers in the periphery. Chinu asked, then how could that stone been carried to such a high altitude, to which even today we feel difficult to climb and go? That's a surprise, Baba said. They were traveling along the road, and then actually Chinu was expecting that the road will be completely mountainous. It was mountainous, but the road was built properly and there were shops and restaurants and hotels alongside. And then through that, walking up to around 14 to 15 kilometers, they reached the Kedarnath temple. The big Nandi was in front of it, and then they entered the temple. The climate and atmosphere, the weather was so energetic, and it was so beautiful that just by traveling that particular path, Chinu and Chingy felt completely devoted to Lord Shiva, and they just prayed Lord God, Lord Shiva, with their complete silence and complete intensity. Chinu was thinking, how could this temple been built at such an altitude, high altitude? Everyone was saying bam bam mole, har Mahadev, har Mahadev. The atmosphere, environment was electrifying. They bowed to the god and they just were looking here and there inside the temple itself, and suddenly a very big loud, very loud sound appeared somewhere, and suddenly stones, boulders started tumbling down the mountain from all sides. Heavy rains followed immediately, and so it was all muddy. The atmosphere had changed totally in the lightning time. It was like a cloud burst, and boulders and stones tumbling down the hills. The scene was very frightening. Chinu and Chingy into them parents. Parents also hold them tightly. And suddenly, again, the water started flowing inside the temple. Inside the temple, water level started rising. First to the feet, then to the knees. And the water was rising so fast that in very few seconds, the water reached to the level of chest for small children were on the shoulders of the elders. The atmosphere was very frightening and very sad. Everyone started feeling that now they are going to drown inside the temple itself. Everyone was praying Shiva, Bam Bam Bhole, Shambho. And as a miracle could have happened, a door of the temple to the west side, which had never opened for years, got flushed open by the pressure of water. And water started flowing out from that door. So water, though it was coming, started flowing outside, rushing out. And the water level suddenly started decreasing. And barely a feet of level of water was remained in the temple. Outside, the scene was very furious. Still boulders, stones, water, mud, everything was flowing so fast outside the temple. No one could even peep outside the temple. Almost 250 to 300 people were inside the temple, just frightened and holding hands together for 36 hours. Nothing to eat, only rainwater to drink, and they survived. They survived for 36 hours, and after that, an Indian Air Force helicopter landed on the near the temple and rescued all of them. Those who were trapped inside the temple, everyone was rescued and no one died. But outside, the road from Kedarnath to Gaurikonda, at many places it had washed out. People on the roads had died. They had drowned in the river Mandakini, which flows near Kedarnath. Actually, a lake above Kedarnath temple in Himalayas, that is called a Charabari, it had broken due to the heavy glacier burst and cloud burst and rain, and that water had flooded into the Mandakini river and the area alongside. Of course, through Kedarnath too. All the hotels, shops, restaurants nearby had drowned in the water, and thousands of people had drowned and were not rest in this mishap. This is considered to be one of the largest natural calamities in Himalayas in these recent years. Chinu Chingi, when they came down, they were thinking, what caused this disaster? Is it the cloud burst, the glacier bursting? What happened? Is it the natural calamities are so disastrous that we cannot have any control over it? Yes, it was so. But the hotels, restaurants, shops, at such places, are they really required? Those concrete structures had collapsed like bungalows of cars. Within seconds and within minutes, everything had washed out. But this Kedarnath temple stood with whole strength at the same position after this natural calamity too. Yes, the marks of glacier rushing towards side by the temple marks are still there, and the archaeological survey and IIT Madras have surveyed the temple and given the proof that the temple is 99% intact and strong. Actually, the construction of temple is different because the bricks have been interlocked in it, and the temple itself had moved around say 2 centimeters to 5 centimeters, but without any damage. Even the Nandi outside the temple was intact. Actually, a big bloodder from Himalayas had come rushing down the temple, but stopped behind the temple at some distance, and then the water was flowing. Because of that stone, the water got diverted into two paths, and the water flew alongside of the temple. And some say because of this the temple was saved. What to? Chinu was speechless. What should we call this? A miracle? Lord Shiva's power? Or archaeological and engineering skills of Indians at that time, say 2,000 years ago? Chinu could not think of the answer, and he was just speechless.